one of the things, and we get asked, why do you have a Chuck Jones gallery? I mean, we started in the art publishing business back in 1977 and kind of fell into the gallery business in the early 90s by opportunity and sort of needing to do a new venture and to explore new ways to put at that time really just Chuck's artwork. And my mom had a very simple mission way back when, is to find the art wherever it is, whether it's in someone's attic or in the heart of an artist, and put it into the homes of people who love it. And everything else doesn't matter. The method, the it's just finding things that people love and putting it into their collections, into their homes, into their offices. So, and that is still the simple mission today. So, when we started a gallery, like I said, in the early 90s, and we opened our next one in Santa Fe, New Mexico in 1993, the idea was to create a welcoming environment where everybody felt it was okay to enjoy the experience of an art gallery. And that's not the case in a lot of art galleries. I think we've all had experiences that in certain art galleries you don't feel welcome. I haven't felt welcome in a lot of galleries, or I didn't feel like I should be there for whatever reason, or I got like pressured, or and certainly the idea is finding homes for the artwork. But my mom was very clear that she felt after so many years that it was like an adoption agency. And so the idea is when somebody comes in is to allow them to experience what is around the gallery, to see the artwork that is on the walls, to then have a professional art consultant who understands the art, have oftentimes met the artist, spent time with the artist. Most of our people have in fact, all of them have spent time with Chuck and other artists so that they have personal experiences about the artist, about the art. And so, I didn't really understand when I first came into the business, and I kind of felt like I always tell the story that I kind of got sucked into the family business, but it was love at first, opportunity to be involved, particularly with Chuck and the artists that we represented. That what happens is that an art consultant can tell a story, but the art chooses the collector. And that when somebody's knees buckle in front of a piece of artwork, that's kind of telling that when you get that feeling that I want this experience in my life, and I've seen it happen countless times, people are walking around and they'll be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, and it will hit them like a ton of bricks. And that is then the professional art consultant's responsibility to explain that's okay. That is what we're here for, is to have you have that experience. And no one's going to try to arm wrestle you into collecting something you don't want. But that's why we have collectors who have been collecting with us for over 30 years. And we find people who started collecting in the 70s and 80s through other galleries that were representing Chuck's artwork throughout the world, finding us and saying, gosh, I feel like we found home for our collection and for our collecting opportunities. And that is, we've had people who are now, I've been with the company now for 32 years this year, which is kind of nutty because that's well over half my life. I say, almost. Well, anyway, almost it's over half my life. But we've got a team of people who have been working with us for 30, 29, 28, 25 years. The experiences and the long-term relationships that are built with our galleries, wherever they are long-term, thoughtful, educated, and meaningful. And there are friendships that are created not just amongst the consultants and the collectors, but amongst the collectors who come to the events and spend time together with each other. They're lifetime relationships that have started and continue these days. Well, I do believe that people there at Comic-Con on the floor must come by and visit, because one, we're different than everybody else. One, we're the only place that's going to represent Chuck Jones artwork, the history. Every comic artist, to some extent, gives some sort of nod to Chuck and the characters that were developed even as early as the 1930s that inspired their artwork. Filmmakers have continually always given praise to Chuck, and certainly in all film, whether it's, whether they're comic based or all film, animation is a part of everything these days. As far as whether it's CGI, whether it's recreating characters in animation, whether it's full blown animation, it's a part of everything we do. And those people that started it, people like Walt Disney and Chuck Jones and Friz Freleng, Winsor McKay, they were the people that developed this, that inspired the next 5, 6, 7 generations to create their artwork in film, in cartoon, in comic books, in whatever genre it is. And so there's a genesis there at our booth to experience not only what Chuck did, but what other artists are now doing with the Looney Tunes characters that have only been around for about 90 years now, that we alone get to represent. So anybody, and there's special artwork, there's special opportunities. Well, one of the things that's exciting really in the last couple of years is that as we continue to expand the opportunities with our Warner Brothers licensing to utilize other characters in the artwork and really focus on things that we haven't been able to previous to the last few years, including Hanna-Barbera and the Jetsons. You got Yogi Bear. You've got all kinds of new characters that people are playing with, and of course the new artists who are really adventuring off. So, and they have been working for the last 3 or 4 months specifically in artwork to be released at this show. And so this time, and as they fly in or drive in, they get to at this one opportunity over these few days be able to share this collection of artwork. So, and I have a stash of some special things that if for those who show up for the special Chuck Jones Day, will get the opportunity to view and collect some things out of the Chuck Jones Museum collections for their own collection, if they would like to add that. So that would be the things that I've selected. I think will surprise some people. One of the things that I just want to make sure that everybody who's coming to San Diego, or if you can't come to San Diego for this weekend because it is sold out as a city, we do have a permanent gallery in Little Italy that is always there, that is open regularly, that if you miss this event, come visit the gallery at some point to see the artists and the collections that we have there on Kettner Avenue in Little Italy in San Diego on an ongoing basis. So even though this is a major event where we get exposure on the floor to so many people, the Chuck Jones Gallery is there all the time. Well, this is Craig Causin. I am fortunately Chuck Jones' grandson. I will be at Comic-Con on Friday and Saturday, doing a very special Chuck Jones event on Saturday at 11 o'clock. But I invite everybody to come down to Comic-Con, come visit us on the floor. And if you can't get to us on the floor or don't have a ticket, come visit us at the Comic-Con Museum Friday afternoon from 2:30 to 5 o'clock for a Chuck Jones Big Draw, where you can get your hands involved with drawing, with creating, with just being creative with some of our artists and others. I'll see you there.